Hey everyone, welcome to the Sprawl Subversion episode. This is basically 2.4 and 3.0, depending on how things play out today. We're here to play the finality of Everyone Wants a Car Panther, specifically with the people getting paid, and for that matter, going back to the roll was, well, 5. So things may or may not go wrong. We'll see. I'm trying out a new layout today, which seems to be working okay. Everyone's more or less in frame. If you guys want to see it, definitely go to the channel and take a look. It looks pretty awesome. Thank you, Jim. Although all y'all are in the wrong spots, so let's fix this. Remind me later. You're in the right place. You go here, and then you go here. And then I gotta fix this. Oh, I almost had it right. I just didn't pay attention to the fact that my players were in the wrong places. So, how was everyone's weekend so far? Well, week so far, I guess, technically speaking, since it's now
might want to zoom me out just a tiny bit. I'm overfilling the frame.
Yeah, there isn't much more zooming out I can do, but I will see what else I can play around with. Because of the stupid widescreen, I don't have too much in the way of options. I'll play around with it later, but for the time being, you fit the frame. Although,
no problem.
Because a little bit offset. That's something I gotta fix.
I was gonna say, and you could probably zoom in on Trip about 3 more times.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be zoomed in on.
Get right up close on his ear.
So, while I'm playing around with that, let's go left to right here. Mr. Blank Stare. How was your week going so far? And what do you think is going to happen to your beloved team members?
Sure. Week's going pretty well. And I think we've already established there's nothing. It's going to be the most boring session ever. It's going to go perfectly smoothly. We get 200% of our income back. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Nothing at all. Of course, it's going to go perfectly. Why would it ever go anything else?
That's right.
Max, how's your week going so far? And what do you think's going to happen to your beloved characters? And
well, so far, it's been an interesting week. We lost one of my QA members today at work. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say we lost him per se there, Bob. I mean, we know where he's at. He's just been asked not to come back.
No.
So, it's in the long run, it's okay. I think he was in over his head. They'd given him like 6 months to kind of get his feet under him, and he still was not understanding basic, like, we do the same thing every 2 weeks. And he still wasn't getting it, figuring out that, oh, I need to write test cases. Oh, I need to, yeah, he was over his head. Nice kid, but yeah, so that kind of sucks to see. It still sucks, especially when they're nice people. Like if he table flipped or something. Yeah, if he table flipped or thrown something, then it'd be like, okay, you're out. No bad. Other than that, not too bad a week. Maryland decided to get cold again. It was warming up, and they decided, hey, still January. Guess what? Cold weather. So, other than that, not too bad.
Sweet. Trip, how's your week going? And what do you think's going to happen?
It's going all right. It's currently raining in Oregon. It's been raining since a little before Halloween, and probably be raining till, I don't know, 4th of July. So
Yeah.
It'll stop for like a week at 4th of July and then rain again till Halloween, right?
yeah,
It's
pretty
Oregon.
much. I think that I agree with Blank Stare. I think everything's going to be fine tonight. Trip's face and head are definitely fine. He's A-okay. And most importantly, his tie is going to be 100% not stained or broken.
Or both.
I'm pretty sure.
In any way, shape, or form. Awesome. And Replica, how's your week going? And what do you think is going to happen?
My week is going okay. I'm back to work after being a political football for a weekend, so yay.
Woo!
At least it wasn't that long a furlough.
It's not the length, It's that there's no reliability or, confidence in stuff.
Welcome to being an adult in the job market, because that's pretty much all the rest of us get all the time.
I mean, I didn't get paid for 2 months at my startup, so.
Yeah, mine are
that's
You win.
True.
Cool.
And as for today, things are going to go great. We've got everything all set up. All we have to do is complete a small little transaction and then go and spend our winnings.
Guys are
Hey,
Right.
Nothing
incredibly
could possibly
confident.
go wrong.
Hey Jimmy, can you move your mic down just about a half inch? Because I think it's getting your nose. I keep hearing breathe. Perfect.
I'm going to change it up before next time. I just don't have a hub and I'm out of USB ports.
Aha.
No, it's fine. It's just it was right in line with your nose. So when you went like this, you could really hear you breathing. And I was like, Darth?
Sweet. Well, cool. Who wants to recap where we are and where did we leave off?
1, 2, 3, not it.
Previously on the Sprawl, we got contracted to steal a bunch of animals from Genetics. We made a bunch of plans. We abandoned a bunch of plans. We forgot our submissions. We executed our plans. They did not go to plan. After escaping through them all and
Literally.
fighting off a bunch of clones connected to Max's hacker friend, we escaped them all and are now headed into the green zone, hopefully to drop off our stuff and get paid. We've got all our bases covered. Everything is gonna go perfectly.
I mean, we can't screw anything up worse than we already have. That's why I'm so confident. We've already screwed it up. We're at the rock bottom, right? I mean, there's no further down from here.
Hey, you got away. That's all that matters. So we cut back to you guys at the entrance to the green zone. You wave the pass that Simon's underling gave you. It lets you in. Doors open, no issue. Into the prestigious, green grass, high-tech, fancy-looking homes, lifestyles of the rich and famous. You look completely out of place because you're kind of a bullet-scarred trailer, plus everything is kind of partially damaged, but you're more or less intact. The zip-tied together tailgate, whole 9 yards. You roll in, head along the streets, you hit the address of the drop-off point, and it looks like every other home. And as you roll up the what would be the garage door, but it's a little bit scaled, maybe 1.5 times, so it's almost warehouse size roll-up door entrance, and LEDs light up the driveway, guiding you in. Anyone want to do anything before I continue driving into the house? Okay. You drive the truck in, of which machines drop down out of the ceiling, clamp onto the container, and shift it off of the trailer itself and set it on the ground. A projector comes out of the ceiling, and you see Simon smiling happily, and you probably want to get out. He stands there waiting for you guys to get out of the vehicle.
Do so.
Of which the two people who were probably in the trailer got a little bit of a rude awakening as the trailer was lifted
Yeah.
up.
You say, weren't we still in the trailer?
One point of order, just before we go too far.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Car Panther?
It's still in the trailer at the moment.
All right. just in case Trip had gotten it out or
Well, Trip might want to get it out.
other.
Because it looks like the trailer is sitting on a platform that is designed to sink in the floor. As you guys
All right.
dismount.
So
So
clearly we cut the zip ties to the back of this truck, and the gate just like
Wham!
slams open. And the last of the like black gala balloons that they had made kind of like drift up. There's like 5 or 6 left, and they're pretty like shrunken and disformed now because they're in the back of this truck. And the camera pans in, and you just see Trip like furiously trying to figure out how to unlock this cage, but like not thinking clearly at all. He's got his shirt mostly like halfway unbuttoned. There's no tie anymore. The tie is wrapped around his head, securing the few bandages we got from that veterinarian's kit. And it's like just like bloody and stained and ripped. And he is like trying to figure out how to like pry off these like magnetically locked things to get this car Panther.
Once it's settled on the ground, all of the mag locks release as if they were designed for the trailer comes off the cargo container comes off the trailer. Securing them in place is no longer necessary. It's expected there to be moved out of the trailer. So it's pretty easy for you to at least shift the box that the car Panther's in.
Trip starts dutifully pushing it towards the tailgate.
Simon,
I'll say hi to Simon.
Simon grins and is like, "Gentlemen, welcome. It looks like you got what I asked for. Excellent. You seem to have made a bit of a news, though." He clicks on. You see a bunch of screens of, midday heist in downtown. In the downtown district, and then shots of the truck running away and the VTOL chasing after it. No details are reported about any of you. You're surprised because you made a bit of noise, a lot of noise, to say the least. In fact, the report ends with Genetics reports that they have reacquired their specimens, and the suspects are in custody. As if someone's trying to cover things up. Simon grins. At least someone covered for you. Wasn't me, though, so... Someone's got their eyes
you're
out.
welcome.
He chuckles. "Oh, I know your skills. Covering up news is definitely not one of them. Regardless, as I am a man of my word," you see him press a switch on his data pad, and all of you get notifications of full payment.
That is good to hear.
And
That's always nice.
then he, as a hologram, will literally walk through the wall of the container and into the container itself, and you can hear him going. You can hear him going, excellent, perfect, as he inspects all the different animals. He kind of glances over at you, Trip, seeing you push the one out, and goes, "Hey, wait a minute." And he looks at it and goes, Oh, that one. No, I don't want that one. It's all good. You can keep that one.
Trip nods, and the like bloody part of the tie that's tied kind of like flaps with it.
I'm gonna come over and give Trip a hand with moving that Panther.
Awesome. As I get to the edge, I kind of look back and I'm like, you have a way to open these, don't you, Simon?
He looks at his data pad, looks at them. Let me see. You see him just like wave his hand in front of the data pad, and the lock on yours clicks open.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep my hand like it's just that the lock clicked open, right? The door didn't swing open.
The door did not open.
I spot on.
It now, like when he presses that, like a seam appears on one end that has like a raised switch on it now that wasn't there before. It was literally a seamless box before, and now it actually has seams and looks like it could be open now. He walks over to the gate, waves his hand again, and you see two mechanical arms come down and start mending the locking mechanism and the motors to the door. And as he walks out and you finish pushing out the box, the door to the trailer closes again, as if it was never broken.
Let me get some of those hands.
The arms fold away once more, and the box starts shifting, slowly lowering down. And then he goes, well, I'm going to wait until Jim comes back, because this is slightly important.
I'll kibitz with him if he's up for it about where the animals are going. It's like, you got that bath hippo. Do you have a place in mind for it?
Well, it's a bath hippo. It's going in my bath.
But is it like a bath house, or like a jacuzzi, or even a swimming pool?
He kind of turns and flicks a button on. You see this like opulent bathroom with a raised dais with a huge like sauna hot tub. Like you could almost swim laps in tub, basically. Which also has that like rain mister shower setup where it's like 50 shower heads all over the ceiling and walls if you really wanted it to.
Yeah, buy one of those too.
He clicks it off and nods to everyone. Well, y'all have been properly paid. I have some new pets to enjoy. If you'll excuse me. And just as he's turning around, he starts to flicker for a moment. And then I have to look up a name because I don't remember. Derb. Why did it break? Where's the thing I'm looking for? That's right. Okay. You see him flicker for a moment, and his like visage just like freezes before it like digitally breaks up, almost kind of like it looked like it was going to switch to fuzz, and then it burst out, and in its place is a hologram of Deadeye grinning like maliciously and looking at Blank, going, "Ah, so that's where you guys went. Excellent. I'm glad I was prepared for this." You see him wave a hand, and the whole room seems to lock down, like metal walls on all four sides, and it's just as the trailer dips below the floor, and the floor seals up as well. So you're in basically a blank wall room at the moment.
Did you get your car Panther off the truck?
Yes, he got that off the truck.
I look over at Blake. Friend of yours?
Yeah. No, let's kill him. I want to kill him. If we can find him, let's kill him.
Isn't he the one on the space station?
No, that's
someone else.
This is the guy who I had the arm blade that I stole from him, and he shot out of me.
How many people do you explicitly wish to kill at the moment? Because the list keeps growing.
Yeah, I've got at least 4 that I know of.
7. Yeah.
Well, this guy makes 4 that I know of for your list, so Remind me next time we're having breakfast. You get to tell me the other 3, so I'm not surprised.
All right. None of you are on the list currently. So.
Well, that's good to know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's good that you're professional about this.
Yeah, I try to be.
Just kind of look
All
over at Deadeye and go, can you give us a minute? We're gonna have a little family crisis here. We gotta have a little intervention.
Deadeye sort of crosses his arms and like taps his foot, going, "Well, I have all day. You guys aren't going anywhere."
I have a thing that I would like to try to do now. As I have recently picked up this move.
Okay.
So, on the chance that we would be betrayed, I decided to prepare a plan B. So I'm going to use my plan B move to help get us out of here.
All right. Let me see here. I don't know your plan B.
Yeah. Broadcast? Does that work?
This folder.
Yeah. So that's the stats for it.
You're not gonna like your 7 to 9 option.
All right. So I have arranged for basically some other heavy vehicle to be nearby on, I'm going to say, an autonomous link that'll smash in through the wall so that we can climb in and get the hell out. That sound reasonable?
All right.
You mean like an urban tank or something?
Yeah, so there's a
Armored
garbage
SUV?
truck.
Armored SUV, something like that?
A garbage truck.
I like it.
All right.
It's trash
Let's see
can,
how bad.
so it fits.
Let's see how this goes.
This should be good. 9.
Yeah.
So, Deadeye assumes you all have finished with your powwow and goes, "Well, I just wanted to let you know. I just wanted to see your faces before I blew you all up. And fortunately, someone put in some nice high-tech virtual views here, so..."
Whoa, wait, question.
Yes.
May I? I'm sorry. Did you say blow up?
He clicks a button, you see a timer floating in midair now, and at the same time, a panel on every wall slides down. It's a lengthwise panel that basically bisects the wall, of which there are blinking red lights running up each of them on what appear to be rather a large amount of C4.
So you did mean blow up.
All of which built into a shape charge meant to cone it into this room. He nods, not saying anything.
Look over at Blank. No wonder he's on your list. This guy's a dick.
Seriously.
Now he's on my list.
I would have said you guys were hard to track down, but someone tried looking for me and basically flagged himself.
Look at the other 3. Any takers?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oops. Okay.
Okay. So can we see the camera that he's watching us from?
It's more or less there's sensors built into the walls that scan the entire room.
And what's the projector that's projecting his image?
There is one projector coming out of the ceiling that's projecting him.
Yeah, so shoot that. Then turn around to these guys and go, okay, options.
He flickers out when you shoot it. But you can still hear him and goes, I can still see you guys. And I can still hear you guys.
Fuck off. It's like, okay, options. Right. Look at these guys. Focus, options. Anybody got any ideas?
This is when I have my garbage truck come crashing through the wall.
All right. As you say, as Max is asking for options, you hear a rumble as metal seems to rend and stretch, and a massive, like, MRAP comes rolling in. Not all that happy that it had to smash through a steel wall, but fortunately someone built a not a battering ram, one of the, like, snowplow rams in the front of it to lessen the blow a little bit, which is mangled to death and is probably not going to do that again. It will fit exactly the four of you and nothing else.
Uh-oh.
So, well, I have a ride, and I am going to be getting out of this place because I don't want to get blown up.
How big is the actual Panther inside that box?
It is, I would say, Greyhound sized.
It's bound to fit in our laps.
Cat disagrees.
Isn't that bigger than a normal panther, though? I feel like a car panther would be
like a house cat. So,
bigger than a house cat, but
it's also not set to be tagged to you guys yet. So it'd probably respond to you all rather violently.
So
in fact, you're not actually sure how to tag it to yourself yet.
Can I Trip?
Okay, well, Trip, have fun with your Panther. I'm jumping in the truck. Replica, if I didn't think you'd shoot me, I'd kiss you right now, because thank you for having a plan B. I'm headed for the truck. I have never given a fuck less about a car Panther.
Can I roll assess on the cage to see if there's like a handprint, like bio, like authentic, like something to like trigger the like car Panther to like bond with you?
You can sure try.
Okay.
You joining us, Blank?
I gotta see what Trip's gonna do.
So you know the
Trip's
case
gonna get
is
himself blowed up.
The case will not fit on your lap. The case literally takes up two seats on its own, where people wouldn't be able to sit in them at all. You find a panel designed to read DNA and acts as the imprint connector. But it has a countdown timer of 5 minutes, of which you have to hold your hand there the whole time.
How long is the countdown on the C4?
Well, you don't know anymore because someone shot the projector, but when it started, it was 45 seconds.
So we're sometimes between 45 seconds and 0.
I'm like, let's run, and I pop the door on the cage and start sprinting for the garbage truck.
The car Panther kind of prods the door open, looks around, sees someone running, goes, food, and starts chasing after you.
Sweet, dinner and a show.
I'm still running towards the garbage truck. Like,
I feel like I still have some tranq darts in the rifle. I don't know if that would work on this thing or not, though. And I don't have time.
Shoot it with. Do you have your rifle?
Yeah, I'd have my rifle with me. I probably have the tranq darts on my person. I might be able to stab him with it as we get in the cab.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need to have Trip with it in order to leave the cab behind.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here in the cab of the truck, looking through the window, going, "Sweet, dinner and a show."
Trip is just like full pumping towards the garbage truck.
I got $50 that says he doesn't make it to the car before that Panther catches him.
All right.
Well,
I'm
it's
chasing them. I'm chasing the Panther, chasing Trip with a dart in my hand.
$100 says that Stare doesn't catch the cat before it catches Trip.
And he loses his other freaking ear.
You want any takers there, Replica?
Oh no.
All right, Trip.
Because either way we win.
Very true.
Trip, you get to act under pressure.
All right.
You know, you're right.
Do I get a forward because Will is chasing it?
No.
Maybe you can get a forward because we're both laughing at you.
No.
That cancels out Will's forward.
You're right, Replica. No matter how this turns out, we're going to enjoy every minute of it.
That's for sure.
I think I know what my advance is.
There we go. That was a port on the weird.
Probably useful right now too.
Wow,
I'm
not bad.
I'm
Nine.
kind of thinking we should close the door because we're somewhere between 0 and like 20 seconds on that bomb.
Yeah. Well, I'm back. I'm moving the car, or the truck's now in reverse and pulling out with the doors open so you guys can climb in. But I'm
We
moving.
can run out the hole in the wall and just run. They're shaped charges. They're not. I mean, they're gonna blow us off our feet for sure, but probably be okay.
It was a lot of C4 though.
I will close it when we get close to the hole so we don't tear the door off, and then reopen it when we get back out when we clear the hole.
All right, with a 9, how can I bargain this one?
I lose the tie.
That's a bargain that Trip would want. That's not really a good enough long-term bargain here. Let's go.
Trip has established that he loves this tie.
Yeah, but haven't we? I think it's called a hard bargain, not a.
9 is like the softest of the hard bargains, though. It's not a right like 7, 8, 9.
It was only a small grenade that went off in your lap. Really, it shouldn't blow your dick off. It's just a small grenade. Just circumcised you, really. It's all it did.
Make it. In the process, you start broadcasting to your Shinvek's compatriot, who has a view of the Car Panther chasing after you. The one who wants the Car Panther.
So my boss's boss.
Yes.
Do I recognize this is happening when does it like flash up like in like a retina display or something?
It just has a little box labeled outgoing call in progress.
How did you hit that button?
Because I'm just like flailing.
That's a hell of a butt dial.
Trip sees this and is just like, it's here, come pick it up, and then jumps into the garbage truck.
You see the visage of your boss flicker in front of your little heads-up display. He goes, "You were supposed to bring that to me contained. That does not look contained."
Well, I'll answer that in a second because Will's right behind me, right?
Yeah.
Blank Stare's right behind me.
But so's the damn Panther.
Yeah,
Right.
Where's the Panther at this point?
Have I overtaken
well,
it?
I
Am I
think-
that fast?
Blank Stare just goes around to the other side, right?
Yeah,
There's two doors.
the Panther smashed up against the door, clawing at the window. Blank, you get an act under pressure now.
All
Wait,
right.
Trip made it into the truck without the Panther getting him?
Yes.
Fuck,
That's
glad I didn't take that bet. I totally expected him to be leaping in with a Panther attached to his ass.
So
by
I
his
have like
teeth.
3 forward on this, right? Because we're just so awesome.
Yeah, no. But You got a 10, so you make it in, no problem.
Can I scoop up the cat and jab the dart into it as I come in?
Oh,
Right,
please
can
let
we-
him. Please let him.
right,
I just
can
want to
we
see
do
how
that?
badly it mangles him. I could probably even find a video of this right now.
What if Trip takes 1 harm for this?
I mean, I will
Blank grabs
happily
it.
take harm.
I will
Blank grabs
give
it and
you
stabs the Trank.
a mix it up with a -1.
Okay.
Because you're trying to do a lot at the same
Can I
time.
do -1 forward on my roll? Does that work?
I
on this?
think so.
I'll just try it.
Shit.
Oh, apparently you can pop out the chat and roll 20.
So, surprisingly, you're able to set up your dart, which is normally designed to be projected from a rifle. So, you wonder how that works in injection. And you stab it into the Panther. It works beautifully, minus the fact that it's also designed to be fired from a gun. And as such, there is no feeding mechanism in the dart. It's designed to stop, and that act of stopping is designed to push all of the tranquilizer out of the dart. You get a little bit into the cat because you went, brah! But that's not rifle round release there. So it's flailing about, but
More pissed.
more druggily flailing about, but it is also flailing about with sharp, painful claws in the process. So
Ab.
you aren't going to take the damage because you got a 10, but y'all are going to have to figure out how to sedate it more thoroughly or ditch it.
I would like to pass my taser over to Will, or to Blank Stare.
Who you got in the driver's seat, I assume, right?
Yes.
You can do a... I need a good... Actor under pressure is just the easiest go-to. Actor under pressure for me, please.
Sure thing.
Holy crap! I think I actually found footage of Trip.
Got me a 7.
All right.
I've actually found footage of Trip and the car Panther.
Uh-oh.
I've just posted it in Discord.
That's
If it starts at the right time zone.
Yeah, pretty much. So you slam the truck into reverse. You got a 7, so you're just barely on the cusp. As you're backing out, you kind of back out and swerve to right yourself onto the road, and it's that moment that the building basically explodes. And because there's a hole in the side of the building where you just exited, it acts like a big-ass cannon and just thwacks into the side of the vehicle, which topples over a few times. Everyone takes 1 harm as you're tossed about like dice in a dice cup.
Who the hell put the dryer on fluff? Good God.
Of which the scene in the movie would be the explosion triggers and it switches into super ultra slow-mo as the truck starts slowly rolling over and the car Panther is just like floating in the center gracefully compared to all the rest of you bouncing around. Because the car Panther is totally relaxed because someone hit it with a third of a trank dart.
Stoned cat.
Yep.
And 4 people not wearing seatbelts.
Yep.
Oh god. All right, we all roll harm on this, I assume.
Yeah, with just the +1. Oh, ouch. Blank,
Oh God.
you lose
Lose
all of
track.
your tranks. They have somehow vanished into the truck or gotten smashed. So
Okay.
either the walls are covered in tranquilizer juice, or they're just gone.
Or they're all stuck in Max, because
Well, at least I'm still holding the cat then, because I expected you to pick that one.
Replica, this is pretty easy. The vehicle's upside down.
God damn it.
Max, you're good. Because rolling low on a harm is actually a good thing.
oh, okay, woo.
And how to do this one with Trip.
Just as a point of order, for Max, you should have put in the 1 harm that you suffered. Right?
Yeah.
But he still
It
rolled
doesn't
3.
change
It
the
doesn't
result.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize it didn't add the one that I clicked. So,
No.
thanks.
Because you only roll what harm you suffered, not necessarily what your harm clock is at.
God, I wouldn't know.
Trip, you feel something sharp poking out of the side of your neck.
Oh God.
Is it a claw or a trank dart?
Kind of reach over, because it's not mauling your skin, and realize it's a trank dart.
But not a full trank dart.
No,
Just
No, we've established this. Like probably
you
like 8
feel
minutes, 'cause we weren't going that
woozy.
fast.
Is what you feel.
It's like that scene from oh God, what was that movie? Where Will Ferrell shoots himself with a trank dart.
It kind of reminds me of the scene from, if you've ever saw the oh my God, Bruce Willis
No,
is a
Will
thief
Ferrell, it was,
that sings while he does
Hudson
his
Hawk?
thievery. Yeah, Hudson Hawk, where they're both hit by curare darts.
I think that at this point, Trip is a little bit woozy now. We've just rolled over the cage. I feel like that call, like the little like timer still ticking up on the length of the call. And I'm like, sorry, boss. Car Panther just died in the explosion. Won't be into work on Monday. And then just like click it.
The Car Panther looks at you funny, sees a smashed open window, and starts out of the vehicle, because all y'all are crazy.
Think
All
the
right.
Fox survived. Maybe we can re-imprint him.
Get the,
Oh, shit.
is there a reaction roll to try to grab the Car Panther?
We can go chase him. I mean, it's not like we're driving away in this truck.
I would accept you trying to fast talk it to stay.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Ten.
In my with a 7+ on fast talk, I get something extra.
Where's you? Pusher. I can do this in. Oh, you get an intel. There's not much intel you can get out of this other than I will give you that you see a collar around the Car Panther as a built-in alternative to the DNA tag, but you don't know quite how it works to
Okay.
it.
So I think
Okay, go
with
for
the
it.
10 that I rolled for just the fast talk, I'm like loopily like trying to talk to this Car Panther, and the Car Panther is also pretty loopy. And so it looks back, and we have the same kind of like drugged out eyes. And like looks at me, And I'm just like, but Car Panther, I'll love you forever. You're gonna be so much fun.
I'm just imagining a scene out of Deadpool where he's like, little like horses and rainbows are running around the kitty, and the cat's like,
And I think
Big
the Car
doe
Panther
eyes.
is intrigued by all the blood on my head. And it's like,
Yeah, the Car Panther kind of takes 2 steps forward towards you, and then the dosage that was given to it finally kicks in, and it keels over.
Dead?
No, unconscious.
I look at Blank and I'm like, I don't know how much time before that happens to me, but it looks kind of fun.
It is. What do you think I do for fun on the weekends?
did
I could
anybody?
use a good nap.
I posted a link to a scene out of Despicable Me 2. By the way, if nobody's seen the scene, this is kind of what I imagine it happening with Blank. Just has everybody seen the movie?
Yeah.
Looks familiar.
So
Well,
I want to see if there's an auto writing system in this car or in this truck.
I'm sorry. Did you say an auto writing system?
Writing.
Writes
Yes.
the vehicle.
Because a lot of dump trucks, a lot of trash trucks get flipped upside down.
It's the future.
You kind of poke your dashboard, and the screen doesn't work. The whole system's just like, "Hi, we're offline now. Please come back later."
Windows 10 sad face, blue screen.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a QR code
exactly
there.
that.
Okay, well, I will follow Sad Panda over there out of the truck trailer without stabbing myself on any of the other darts.
Trip's like, where's
All right.
that other van we had from earlier?
You
Oh,
look
come on,
back
buddy.
at the house that was there, and most of it is a smoking ruin. And the places where you would have been, the truck that was there looks to have been atomized. There is nothing in the garage area you drove into.
The truck cab and trailer that they came off of
Are so gone. In
What
fact,
about the trailer? It was underground, so are the animals gone?
no, everything it's everything up looks damaged. Everything like the floor looks okay. And you're fairly certain part of what knocked the truck over was the other truck being blasted out of the garage. Because you see
So what we
parts kind of spread all over the house across the street.
So we turned
this
it into a
light
big
is
gun.
on the motherboard.
So we turned it into a giant gun by putting a hole in one side and putting explosives on the other side of a projectile.
Essentially.
Neat.
It was cool. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah. Pick up the cat if nobody else has, and let's just, cradle it gently and start walking.
Yeah, think you can call us a cab or something, Max? You got contacts.
Sure. Oh wait, here. And I hold up my smashed and shattered phone from being tossed around in the cab. Here, and I toss it to Replica. Go ahead. Call us a cab.
All right,
One of these
so
people would let us use their phone.
there's no need to be an asshole about it.
No, I wasn't. I was completely real. Like, here you go. Sure, no problem. Wait, did somebody get tripped? Because didn't he just faint?
I'm like holding him, kind of.
Trip's like,
I'm
I
thinking
think my phone still works. Just don't call my boss because I told him I'm not going to work on Monday.
All right, so Trip.
Oh wait.
Trip. What's the number to call a company car?
No, I'm not going into work on Monday.
All right.
Here,
So
let me
I'm
see the
dialing.
phone.
Do you have an expense account?
Max, you get a ping from what's your driver's name?
Big,
Meg?
Meg.
Large
yeah.
Marge?
No,
Large
your
Marge.
actual minion. It's Meg, right?
Not my driver. The other one. What? The clone. I can't think of her name.
No, not the clone. Yeah, the driver.
Jade. Rachel.
Rachel. All right, you get a ping from Rachel, going, "What's going on?" It's all text because it's running through your implant. It just says, "What's going on?" There was a seismic level register of an incident going on at your drop-off point. Also, reports of local law en route.
I will relay to them that we need to put a little hustle on getting a couple blocks away. And then mentally type back to Rachel, however the hell I can do that, like, whatever, look at the letters. Going, need a ride at 10th and Grand, ASAP, large vehicle, 2 unconscious passengers, bring med kit.
She responds with, "We'll see what we can do. Update when I have anything."
Okay, so let's get I want to get a couple blocks away before we kind of hide ourselves, and then we'll work on getting us a ride.
You see 2 all-white VTOL craft flying from what was the center of that green zone towards the now burning husk of a house, as well as 2 red ones convening from the outside towards it as well, which you know to be fire department, and you assume the 2 white ones are the security forces. They hover over the house, flick on searchlight sensors. It's the middle of the day still, or relatively middle of the day, and they're scanning the area, trying to figure out what happened. You think you maybe have about a minute before they will probably see you.
Okay.
All right.
New plan. What house are we at right now? What kind of house are we at?
They're all super high-tech, fancy, like, if you took lifestyles of the rich and famous and they're an ultra-modern house, combine those two together, and like, all Tony Stark houses, basically.
Gotcha.
Do you mind if we take a quick break? Because I'm going to put my daughter to bed.
Oh, yeah. Let's pause on the people assaulting for a moment and take about a 10-minute step away so I can actually do laundry stuff too. So,
Cool.
Sweet.
See you guys in a couple minutes.
Yep. And we're back for part 2 of this evening. You've more or less nearly gotten away. You've blown up a vehicle, well, blown up a building, destroyed part of a vehicle, drugged one of your compatriots, and the only surviving bargaining chip you have, and are hobbling away as the police arrive. What are you guys going to do to whisk yourselves away?
I think Trip just leans over and is like, I don't think anyone's noticed the explosion yet.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Quick show of hands. Trip not counting. What do you guys think? We need to get off the street. All in favor of seeing if some friendly neighbor here will take us in?
Sure.
And I withdraw my pistol. I'll take us in.
Yeah, that's probably the only way you're going to be able to get in.
Trip's like, I have one of those too, and starts waving around his pistol, but like, very like...
I remove the magazine from it while he's doing that.
Okay, well, Replica...
Still got one in the chamber.
Yeah, Replica, why don't you and I see if we can't commandeer us a house?
All right.
All right, you approach one of the houses.
Yeah.
The front doors look impressively foreboding, and as you walk up, what I can best describe as an AI attendant goes, "Please state your business."
Hello. There is a gas leak in this area, and this house needs to be immediately opened and evacuated.
Please submit your credentials.
All right. Is there a way I can fast talk?
I will happily allow a fast talk for this. A fast talk, because I can speak today.
Oh. Can he use a forward for me on this one, since I'm there to help back him up?
If you roll links, for sure.
Okay, roll link. Not roll. What's it? Oh, right.
Oh, nice.
All right,
Nice, one of those nights where we're rolling
definitely get that bonus of the +1, unless he's going to give you a -2. All right.
No, +1.
All right. So I reach into my thing and pull out some credentials that I had previously acquired through some non-visible story stuff. Say, I am site manager Graham for the Cal Tokyo Power. Here's the stuff. Let's get the residents out. Open up all the doors. Get the residents out.
The AI pauses for a moment, reads your credentials, seems to run a process check on it, and surprisingly, whoever provided you those credentials provided you good enough ones that they check out. The AI goes, beginning gas release procedures. Please stand by. The front doors open, and then the rest of the building seems to actually seal down. The AI goes, the interior of the house appears to be within nominal levels of gas ratings. You are welcome to do a interior inspection at this time. You are limited to these specific rooms, and a schematic pops up, and it's literally the entryway and a couple of the service rooms, and that's it.
All right. Then
Trip leans over to Blank and whispers, because they're like, Blank's gonna hold him. He's like, I didn't know Replica worked for Cal Tokyo Power. And it's totally believing that Replica's like day job. He just thinks that Replica now works for Cal Tokyo Power, and like This is what he does on the weekends for fun.
Look back at Blank and just like, it's like,
All right.
yeah, we don't need much room. We just need to be not on the street.
So, come in, and then I will actually go about the process of pretending to search and evaluate the area to satisfy the AI while they wait in the, I guess, foyer.
You guys have a view from the tinted outer windows as one of the police craft settles down onto the surface street and slowly moves along the road until it settles outside that building. Lights kind of peering into each of the you're in a cul-de-sac, so each of the houses around the cul-de-sac. But for the moment, no one's got out of the vehicle.
We can swing the doors closed, right? I know we popped them open, but we can swing them closed, right?
When you walked in, the doors shut silently behind you. With, the standard has a emergency exit if you need to exit sort of deal. But with the gas protocol in effect, that emergency protocol will actually take about 10 seconds because the door's hermetically sealed closed.
It's fine with me.
So, this should hopefully buy us enough time for, I'm sorry, her name escaped me again.
Rachel.
For Rachel to get here and help extract us.
Basically text Rachel through my uplink.
Mm-hmm.
Status update.
Do I have a move here? Give me a... Let's see. I need the... Where's the character?
Usually I hit the streets, I think. Or fast talk.
Yeah, give me a fast talk roll, actually.
$10.
You guys are back to rolling great.
For the moment.
You get a text back from Rachel that just says, incoming shortly, had a bit of delay getting through roadblocks. Updated location for pickup.
Send her the address of the house.
Okay. You
currently reconnoitered inside front entry of this house.
You get a response back of, I see the street. I also see the craft in the middle of it. Do you have a way of
what's the backyard
them
look
off?
Like? What's the backyard look like?
The backyards are all walled in, thick level concrete.
Is it big enough to land her craft?
Oh, she's not in a craft. She's in a ground vehicle.
Oh. Quick map. Look through it. Shit, I don't have my phone. Who's got a working phone?
Here you go.
Look at a map. I just want to look at a map. What is there, an alley or a street behind this place?
Do you want to do a research?
Sure. Any forward for this? No, maybe.
I'm going to throw my links on there since he is using my stuff for this, so I'm already implicated. So
You're definitely implicated.
Yeah. You're using my browser. It's not private or incognito.
So is that one?
Yes. One.
Yes.
Ooh, nice. 11.
Nice. You find that you could potentially redirect her. It will take her a few more minutes. Because she has to literally go back out like 90% of the way and then come down a different route. But at this time, you also see the cops starting to dismount.
Right. So yeah. So tell her the back route.
Yep.
Doors
And
are
then
hermetically sealed, so
you're
we're
gonna
good.
you're gonna have to come up with a way to get to the back of the house, because the access you have right now is the front of the house only.
Should be easy enough to convince the AI to let us sweep the back of the house, right? We've done the front, now we just need to do the back.
Sure.
Are there
If you
any,
want to do another,
obvious gas lines in the rooms that we can like? Is there a kitchen?
you have access to the kitchen. The kitchen like facilities, which is like a sub room that just has access to all the machinery built in for like an automated system kitchen.
Because we could actually create a gas leak.
Well, and that potentially could kill ourselves. I mean,
Oh, I mean,
or it'll just open the doors to the front of the yard where the cop is.
So, I could try fast talking the AI again.
Yeah, I think that's a better bet.
All right. So, I'm gonna try to convince the AI to let us through to the back.
All right.
So let me roll that.
Should Replica get a forward because the AI already thinks that she's with?
Yeah, I'll give you a +1.
So let me also ask, as part of my does my disguise kit aid on this, because I'm maintaining a cover identity?
You still only get just +1.
Okay, that's fine. So we got an 8 on that. So AI, my my stuff is indicating that the the sensors that are detecting this gas follows through here to the backyard. I need you to allow us to examine our way through to the backyard while you keep as much on lockdown as you need for the residents' privacy.
The house AI acknowledges and opens up a corridor towards the back of the house. At the same time, he goes, "That is not an issue. Also, I see that law enforcement is in the area and they are requesting access to the building. I am going to have to let them in." Of which you see the doors starting to unseal for the front of the house once more.
So, warn them of the gas leak, though, because if they discharge firearms within the of the potential gas leak, if they discharge firearms within the house, that could result in dangerous repercussions.
The AI goes, "I will advise them accordingly."
We boogied through. We boogied through to the backyard. Closing doors behind us.
Trip is like, wait, who was at the front door?
The doors that go down to the back of the house don't actually, they slid into the walls. It was literally you are being opened a pathway, and the hallway is just now a hallway between the front of the house and the back of the house.
All right. So let's get through that as quickly as possible so that the police do not see us and get out the back.
All right. You get into the back of the backyard. It's, tennis court that sinks down and becomes a pool. It's a VTOL pad where the craft sinks down into the ground. It could be a nice soft grassy field, or it could be a bunch of high-tech awesome stuff. It just depends on what the owner wants at any given time. The pad is empty at the moment, or at least you think so. You don't have a way into the quote-unquote garage, so you're not quite sure. And there is a small rear gate that opens out into kind of a running trail along the backside, which is this lake, and then there's you can see the road that you directed Rachel to.
Right, out the gate, wedge it closed.
Someone give me an act under pressure roll. I will let you guys choose.
I got a 1.
I have a question.
I will answer questions.
Because Trip is partially sedated, would that make his act under pressure better or worse? Because he doesn't feel any stress.
Well, because you're sedated, it's going to make anyone's act under pressure worse. Because they got to move your butt along at the same time.
So, I'm making the roll.
All right.
Got a 9.
All right. You push through the gate, and you have the option of... Oh, I'm so tempted to take the car Panther away again. Either A, the cops see you, or B, the gate doesn't work, and you've had to hide somewhere rather than hop over. Like there's bushes along the wall to hide the wall, so it's not, this imposing rock wall. And there's enough space that you guys could probably crawl in there before the cops push through to the back of the house. Or you could get through the gate, but the cops will see you.
I think the bushes are a better option.
All right, then bushes it is.
All right, you get to the gate and you find it's jammed. It looks like the owners have never really gone through that gate ever. And you kind of look back and you see lights floating through the house. You're like, oh crap. So you all kind of scatter into the bushes and the cops step out in the backyard. They're in what looks like practically riot gear with some heavy firepower because they just noticed that half a building got blown up. They do a very slow sweep, call it in as there was a report of a gas leak over here and inspectors on site, but we have no one on record other than a ID that flagged the system but didn't flag at the front gate. Flag it for future. They fall back and then walk back through the house.
As they get are in the house at your shot, Trips looking over at Blank's hair and is like, "This is a fun game."
I know, isn't it?
All right, so you presumably have a couple of minutes to try and figure out how to get over the wall.
Or how about we just unjam the gate?
Can you kick this open, Blank Stare?
Yeah, I think I can.
Or shoot it open?
Yeah.
You got a silencer on that thing?
Yeah,
I do.
My pistol's silent.
Oh, okay, you were frozen for a second there, Will.
Oh.
You're like,
Hello.
you're good.
Just need to.
I have stage fright. No, I've got a silent machine pistol.
All right, you take out the pistol. You put a couple rounds into the lock, and it finally bursts open. Of which, the house seems to what would be security lights normally that would flick on just by motion seem to actually focus on the door as you guys are filing out, and a report gets made of potential intrusion at the house. But you guys all get through, and you make your way. You see Rachel finally drive up just as you're about to get to there. And it's for lack of a better term, let's take a cargo van and make it futuristic. And that's what you get. No seats, just the front two, driver and passenger seat, and then bed in the back, and that's it.
That's fine. We all pour in the back.
As we're sewing up, Trip, he is shotgun.
Just grab it and go, get your ass in the back. Once he sits down, hand him the unconscious cat and go, here, hold this.
Just as you guys close the door and start to peel off, a couple of rounds plink off the side of the van as the two officers that did take a look at you, or did take a look in the backyard, kind of lean out from the outside, from the wall gate, see the van starting to peel away and start firing rounds at it, but your guys are just far enough that you're out of reach, and you make it away. You get out. The heist is news for about a week. The explosion in the green zone actually makes the news cycle longer than the heist does, because the heist got resolved and the elements of the break-in are still not. You get a report, Replica. You get a report about your legend for your TEPCO Dow Power Inspector badge from your contact who made it, who says, "Yeah, don't ever use that again."
Yeah, that's burned.
And
as we're
You did
driving
good
away,
work, though.
As we're driving away, Blank Stare looks at Trip, and then he looks at his last remaining needle, and he stares longingly at it, wishing that he could inject himself with it, and it would actually work, and it wouldn't just be metabolized away, just like the alcohol is.
yeah,
And then he just discards it.
and that's the end of Everyone Wants a Car Panther.
Well, except for whatever the hell he's going to do with that goddamn Panther.
Well, he has
What
it.
was mine?
He's got downtime moves to be able to maybe figure it out.
I just see him coming to the next, comes to our next briefing for our next mission. He's got Band-Aids all over his face. Part of his nose is missing. He's missing a finger. It's like, training's going well then, huh?
Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right. I was going to do links, but I got to wait until he gets back. So, I assume since you were the one who picked everyone up, it ends up back at your abandoned BART station, underground BART station, for the offload. You all do get a chance to look at your bank records, and they do all show the owed value. So Replica, you get 6, and Trip, Max, and Blank will all get 9.
Yeah, here I was. Oh, I'm not going to wager 3 on this, so we won't have as much of a giant flare over us like last time. Then everyone else gambles all.
Well, if you'd wagered
Come on,
3 as
guys.
well, you would probably have very nearly maxed out the action clock at that point. I was pretty liberal with moving the clocks forward. If you didn't get your XP for mission complete,
I think we
Take
did,
it?
didn't we?
then now you should have gotten 5 total from the mission.
I have 5 total.
Uh,
All right, sorry about that.
No problem.
For some reason, I thought it was 6 total. For a-
Nope, it's accept the job, determine the location, extract the animals, deliver the animals, mission complete.
Okay.
You might have gotten 1 for
Oh, shit,
no,
got one
I
for
didn't hit your directives this time. I got 1 for Jim. I got 1 for Will.
2.
2
Actually,
for Will.
3, because I got one again today. Right? Yeah.
I think it's once per session, so I'll give you 2
Oh, okay. Is it once per session?
because it's a little bit like
It just
Very
says when
easy for you to
suffer
get
1 or
shot.
more harm. True.
Yeah.
When you suffer 1 or more harm, mark experience. Alright, I'll take 1 away. That's kind of 30.
Yeah, mine was for when I put my responsibility to Janice ahead of my mission. I got 1 for that.
and
I did not have mine come in.
I would have given Shane 1, except he didn't give the Cart Panther to his boss.
No.
So we don't advance your peerage there any. You've actually made some enemies rather than made some people happy there. All right. So links.
Hold on. What was the cred payout for this mission?
You get 9.
Okay.
You had wagered 3.
You wagered 3, so you're getting you lost at 3, but gained 9 back. So net 6.
I need to do my advancement. I'm at 13 experience.
Yeah, I spent 10 previously to up my meat.
Nice.
So I might actually be able to shoot something now.
I don't know if I can even up my meat, because I think the maximum you can have is +2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already at 2.
I was at 0 before.
Is it not? I thought it was +3 was the maximum.
The move should say.
The +3 is for the major advance. So if you've knocked, what, 5 off of the first list, then you can do the 1 to +3.
Okay, I see.
So when you do a major advance, I mean, because eventually there's not enough to do. I don't even know if I can even do 2 major advances. So is that just it? So as far as I can level my character? I guess I could do 2 major advances. And that's can I hit?
Yeah, you get 2 major advances.
Okay.
But that's what.
Well, I mean, yeah, it'll take us a long ass time to get there.
That's there's 11 total advances plus.
I can only take 10 of them because I've got my meat already maxed.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that's 100 XP right there plus the 2 majors, so 120 XP. And a couple of those majors take cost stuff too.
It requires 20 cred for one of mine. Retire character. Of course, yeah, that's retire your character to safety. Requires 20 cred. Make a second character. Interesting.
So what are we doing? What are we doing with links?
All right,
All right,
links. As last time, at the end of the mission, each player chooses another character who, as a result of the mission, has a better idea about how your character operates. Explain what happened and what they now know about your character. That character will increase their links with you by 1.
Well, I definitely think I have. Well, I think Replica and I definitely have a better idea of how each other work.
Well, you can say how Replica knows you better, and then Replica can decide.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think, getting us working together to get us out of that cul-de-sac. I think, I certainly think that, he learned a bit about me with my contact with Rachel and, that type of thing. Because I use his phone and stuff. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty personal right there, especially in the future, I imagine.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. Like.
What do you think, Jimmy?
That sounds good.
Okay.
I actually was going to say that Max Impact has probably got a better idea of how Replica operates as well, because during some of the planning stuff, we were working together on that, and then the impromptu impersonation and early stuff there during the escape. Like, it was working closely with Max more than anyone else for those. So
all right,
I give my link increase to Max, I think.
Cool.
Thanks.
And then who wants next, Blank or Trip?
I was going to say Trip.
All right. Why does Trip know you better?
Well, yeah, Trip knows me better. Because we bonded in the back of that truck, man. We holding that tie, chasing around a panther. I mean, we just.
I honestly think we should all get a bonus for Trip, because as babbling as he was with on that tranquilizer, I think we all know Trip better. Really, honestly.
Yep. He disclosed some stuff.
You got to meet my boss.
Got to meet
Everyone met my boss's boss. Like,
We heard about what was his name, Pablo, in college. You know, just that one time while on summer vacation, or was it spring break? I forget. It was one. Pablo, yeah. Was it Pablo? Yeah, it was Pablo, right?
Don't hold it over his head, Max.
I'm not.
People say when
Sound like
people say when they're stoned or injury delirious, you can't hold against them.
Not at all. Pablo sounded like a lovely guy.
What happened to the van?
no, Pablo was a lovely guy.
Why does that sound ominous? Pablo was a lovely guy.
Until he met Trip.
Yeah, that's the real Pablo story. It wasn't some love fest. It was Trip murdered the bitch.
No, Trip didn't murder him. He was just murdered or died gruesomely as a result of hanging out with Trip.
Ah, gotcha.
Some shit went down.
Some shit went down, and Pablo was in the hotel room and just died horribly. So that's
Trip
why
escaped.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That was Trip's
That's why
first
he was
encounter
fine.
with a panther.
Yeah. But that's why Trip remembers Pablo so fondly. Is not only was he an excellent lover, but he doesn't have the closure of saying goodbye because he had to run from his bloody corpse.
Yeah. Pablo was what caused Trip to be so anti-space, because as Trip left the room that Pablo was in, the room was hit by an ejected cargo pod.
Nice.
Alpha X branded
Yep.
pod.
All right, Trip.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows Trip better?
I mean, aside from everyone, Max. I feel like Max might, but maybe not in a good way, because Max kept laughing at Trip this entire time and trying to bet on him if he was going to get mauled by a panther.
I went 50. I went 500 on that. You it did end up falling in a car.
I actually think that might be progress for our two characters.
I'll go with it. Yeah.
My note
I think we're making progress.
my note is Max +1 links to Trip (parentheses friendly antagonism).
Yeah.
You totally know I would not have left you. No, I totally would have left your ass to die for the bomb. But I would not leave you to die to another person. I would step in and try to defend you there. But yeah, I'm not defending you against a bomb because we're just both gonna die. I did reopen the door so you could jump into the truck.
Exactly.
I could have just closed the door, lock. Bye.
Click.
Enjoy the Panther while you have it.
All right. So with how deep in the action clock we were and the legwork clock, Genetifics moved forward one. They now know of you guys and might come after you at some point. To recap, Shinvex's exec is pissed that he didn't get a Carpanther, and he distinctly knows someone has it, or at least someone was in proximity to it at one point, after the report that said everything was returned.
The last thing he heard was the Carpanther died. I'm not coming into work on Monday.
Heard, yes. Saw is a different story. Replica's friend is a little bit unhappy that he did all this work to put a truck in your guys' way, and A, you guys didn't end up using it, and B, didn't get a Carpanther for his troubles. So he might reach out to Replica at some point to hope that amends are made there. Your doctor friend's data is still on Genetifics' servers. So until such time that gets squared away, that is going to be a minus for... I guess technically it's Blank, because Blank was the one who did the hit the streets roll.
Mm-hmm. And I still owe my other contact a dead body.
Yes. And you get a report from that the Shinvex employee is safely on board a space station in orbit.
How many
Oh,
people
it's
are
on the
space
C
station?
squared space station in orbit, rather.
Oh, we haven't pissed them off yet.
Yeah,
How many people
This
are on
seems
this
like-
station?
Seems like a good mission for the next one. Piss off C squared.
well, you never know. You might you have some downtime to find out some information. Maybe something will come up that involves going up to space, which I'm sure someone in your party might be less than stellarly happy to do.
Would you be willing to do space travel if it was for the purpose of demonstrating how dangerous space travel can be?
I would be willing to do space travel if it meant we could do the same thing that just happened to this house.
I'll point out it's a little bit harder to get away from an exploding space station than an exploding house.
Well, it depends how you blow it up. You might be sucked right on out. It's pretty easy to get away
You get away. Surviving's a different
from
story.
the station. From the station, yeah.
We also haven't unboxed Trip's newfound head or new appearance.
That's right, he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
That's going to be an episode in of itself.
It's the new face is I can see the reason why you start a cult. I can
Why
see
does he have a new
that
face?
Yeah.
because
lost his ear.
half of his ear got blown away. He has this scar that runs basically from above his eye all the way down to his ear. Well, what used to be his ear is more of a, we'll say pulp. Pulp works. Bandaged pulp at the moment, but pulp. So, time will go by. The heat will cool down on that. You're in a, should we say, stalemate trip with your newfound pet, which you've had to restrain some way or the other because you haven't quite worked out how the color DNA connection system works as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
As the mission's over, you all have found medical attention enough that you are no longer bleeding, suffering in that regard. Some people have new scars. Some people are like, why is this? What? I gotta replace a coat now because it's got a bullet hole through it?
Did Sparky get his arm fixed?
No,
Sparky still has not gotten his arm fixed.
sure have not.
It's a real bitch to watch you try to drink scotch as you're like,
That's why he's got a jug.
oh, that's right, he doesn't drink scotch, he drinks turpentine.
Yes.
It's the only thing that
He
works.
probably just keeps the jug on the table with a straw.
Dog it till you try it.
Oh,
Is it a
no,
cream?
we won't use anything near as mundane as a straw. It's a rubber tube, like you would use to siphon gas out of a gas tank. You know, like the tubing they use at the hospital.
Exactly.
So
No,
it's
that
nice
is-
and flexible.
No, it was a siphon tube. I didn't even bother to clean it out. It's just they used.
Yeah. It gives the turpentine that nice gassy taste.
It tastes better.
So, feel free to peruse the downtime moves, see if there's anything in particular you want to explore. We'll do about a half hour of that today, and then anything else we want to wrap up for tomorrow we can do, and then call it a
I
new.
mean,
We'll do about a half hour of downtime moves today, and if we don't wrap it up today, we'll do it. We'll finish it off to the next week for however.
Okay,
the
there's-
mission-
you said tomorrow, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Brain doesn't work.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go AFK for a few minutes, and so you guys, whoever wants to do their downtime moves, I'll go last on the list. I need to check on Leah real quick, so we'll be right back.
I mean, I need to seek probably a handler to get us into space, because I've got a space station to go to assault. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta get more information on this thing.
There's probably somebody looking to kill something up in space right now.
Probably. Because I sure as hell probably don't have the cred to get myself up there. I don't know what that would cost in the future, but I imagine it's still not cheap.
Probably not.
So, I would like to take some time for personal business to address this stuff with Whiplash.
All right.
All right. So, what I'm gonna do, if I can find the roller that I set up. There we go. So, spend a little bit of money on this.
All right.
So, this is it's an 8 on this. I am going to, I know what his vice is, so I am going to use some of my money to buy some black market painkillers, some cyber oxycontin, some future morphine, and meet up with him at the end of a particularly difficult shift of his, and have a talk with him. It's like, hey, Whiplash, you got a moment?
All right. You meet up with him, and he's not happy. He was looking forward to a car Panther. He set away, this nice little, cage pet area, terrarium thing in his place, and had it all built out and ready to roll, and sees you coming without a car Panther.
I know, my dude. I'm sorry about this. I told you that it'd be hard to get you the car Panther. And let me just show you this. And I'm going to show him some of the news footage of the explosion of the house. And the various other things. And say, in a way, you're lucky. Because had the car Panther survived, they would be after you. They'd be after anyone who had the car Panther, because they would be connected to this whole thing.
He kind of nods sagely, sees the peace offering you have of extensive amounts of liquor and drugs and other paraphernalia, and he's like, well, if you leave this stuff, I'll consider us square.
Yeah. You did me a solid, and I wanted to make it good with you. I just, the car Panther was not an option, and I'm sorry about that, man.
He goes, hey, no problem. If anything comes up, you got anything cool to pass on, let me know.
Will do. So, I'll spend some time kibitzing with him, and then head off afterwards.
From having worked with him as long as you have, he's still not terribly happy. He's... what's the word I'm looking for? Sated for now.
Placated?
Is the best term? Yeah, placated. There we go. My grasp of vocabulary is going out the window very fast. But you kind of get a tickle in the back of your head that he might be keeping an eye on you at this point. He seems to think something's off about you.
All right.
But that's more of just a sense you get, but you're fairly certain, at least for now, that he's happy about it. Nope. Time. Why can't I type today? Out. All right. Anyone else?
Let's see. I need to get more information.
Trip's got a lot of stuff that needs to get done. I think first is that Trip is now dressed very differently. Instead of his he's still dressed well, but it's no longer the high business dress. He's got on a nice leather jacket. There's no tie. His shirt is still very nice, but it's no longer the really upscale brand that's fully buttoned up. It's it's more opened. And I think there's a flashback to the unbandaging of his head the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And they take off the bandages and they hold up a mirror, and I think Blank is there, and whoever else might be there. And I think Trip looks in the mirror at first and he's like, "Oh, good. I was really worried. I thought maybe I had lost my ear." As he's looking in the mirror and just can't even.
Okay, I don't want to cut in real quick, but Replica, I don't know what's up with your webcam, but you were in digital censorship mode for a second there. It's starting to come back, but yeah.
I have had a bunch of problems with my ISP this week. I don't exactly know what it is, but it's been absolute shit for certain periods of the day.
Nice.
There you go.
So my apologies, but
No problem. Just letting you know. So, does Trip just fool himself into not realizing half of his face has been cut off, or is he looking at the wrong side of his face?
No, he's looking at the correct side of the face, and he's just kind of fooling himself until probably Blank puts his hand on his shoulder and it's just
But, buddy, look a little harder.
Trip kind of runs his hand along where the scars is it starts touching, and then it's and just just breaks down as he as he's looking in this mirror and sees how disfigured he is. But this is a little bit later.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just hand you the bottle of turpentine with the gas nozzle.
Trip is sucking out of it, just going to town. It's a little bit later, so
you kind of look at it and go, "Oh wait, if I drink any of this, poison control is going to be needed to be called because I don't have all the stuff that is in his system."
Yeah.
And so this is a little bit later. So Trip has changed his appearance now. He's still dressed nicely because he still likes fashion, but is no longer trying to fit into that business exec world. And Trip can't really go back to work because he screwed over his boss, which means that he can't really go back to his company apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's gonna go to try to put down some roots.
Ooh.
yeah.
I like it.
And the narrative around this is that basically he's kind of trying to seek a little bit of help from people that he has come into contact with, doing some of the more clandestine anti-space stuff, propaganda stuff for his company.
Mm-hmm.
These are people who don't work for Shitbags at all, but share similar beliefs, but are of a less than reputable nature.
Okay.
So this is probably going to be in a less than nice area, because before he was living borderline faking the luxury life, where it was a tiny apartment in a nicer part of town, and now not so
I
nice.
feel like this is one of those weird situations too, where your company probably doesn't fire you because they don't want to acknowledge what they were involved in, but you can't go back to work, so you're just drawing a paycheck for nothing.
Well, they're probably no longer paying him either, but they have not, pulled him from the HR records, basically.
I get a pittance every month just to keep me active in the payroll system.
Yeah. It's the feel free to never come back payment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So to put down roofs,
It's roll plus cred. Spend.
and what's the max you can add to the roll? Is it 2 or 3?
I would say 3 would be the cap.
Yeah, this is 1 to
Okay.
3. Yep.
Okay, well, we're trying to get a place, so let's spend big for it.
Well, you didn't want to come live.
Was
in
it
my
just? Is it just?
You can either just roll the 2d6 or build a links like Replica did. 11. All right.
Right.
So, tell me about the
Mark that
location
off.
first. I
me about
totally
the what?
see it kind of like a maybe a apartment complex in the blocks, or maybe an abandoned warehouse. Potentially one of the many you've bounced through in the past couple of missions. I like the shipping container option as well, but it's a little bit on the smaller side.
There is a
Yeah, I was
Radio
thinking-
Shack that is looking for a new tenant.
I think that might be a little too out in the open for my clandestine nature. So I was either thinking the abandoned warehouse or the back room behind a bar, as the bar being like a front for other like anti-space people.
I like the
But-
bar option. The bar option's
I like
nice,
this.
especially
This-
it's an anti-space bar on the SpaceX island.
Yeah.
All right.
And like it's not the bar is not like we hate space, but it's just like a bar that a lot of anti-space people frequent.
Yeah, it's hidden in
So the bar-
in
the
plain
bar-
sight. You
Yeah,
might
the bar's
even
name
get
is not like fuck SpaceX.
you might actually get Alpha X employees showing up from time to time just because it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
All right, so it is bar on SpaceX Island. Tell me the 3 things you're choosing for it. Is that who's tapping? I'm hearing some tapping going on.
My upstairs neighbor is apparently putting together some furniture or something.
Ah, okay.
Let's see. I don't think we need to have anything get in. I think definitely the neighbors aren't suspicious because it's just a functioning bar.
All right. I like the idea of sharing the profits, but I'm not gonna.
I think, but I also know that you will take full advantage of the and danger part of that sentence.
No.
Because there is a comma that says "and the danger."
Yeah, that is like plot fuel for everyone.
Because we don't have enough plot fuel already.
Well, it was one of the funny things. I was actually talking to the writer of the game, and gave him kind of the rundown of the 4 playbooks you were using, and he was like, "Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be the pusher and the fixer that are coming up with the missions, and the infiltrator and the killer doing them."
Yeah. I mean, we saw what happened when Trip tried to help with the shooting aspect.
Yeah, you're never touching my guns again.
Hey, you killed someone.
Well, I have...
You think?
and then lost it here. Probably.
Eh.
I think it would make sense that because it's like a bar and because it's like the back room of the bar, there's some security there.
You want the security or
like-
the someone looking after it?
I guess someone looking after it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Because that's like pseudo security, right? Like no one's just gonna like wander in while.
Yeah. It's not like if you'd gotten the shipping container, when you leave it, it is completely unoccupied.
Mm-hmm. And then what do you two think? I'll go with the share the profit, share the danger if you think it's worth it. Otherwise,
Oh, I'm just
so
talking
like
shit. So choose
otherwise,
what you want.
anonymous or uncontested presence would probably be good.
I'm gonna say uncontested presence might be the best thing. Like you
Yeah.
own it out, you just own it outright. So
Like you bought
I
this
use-
bar.
yeah,
You just straight up bought this
Yeah.
whole bar, which would make
I
sense.
use some of my
because-
earnings from our last mission, as well as like what amounted to like a severance, like don't ever come set foot back in Shinvex again. You are no longer welcome with our company to buy the bar.
So now the real question is, for the food at the bar, you're going to be contracted out to that noodle place you guys always go to?
Well, maybe. Or we'll just get it delivered into the bar despite the fact that they serve other food.
You realize that Blank is just going to basically live here, right? He's just going to be at the bar all the time.
it will be a brew pub. That leverage style. We do the stuff planning up above or backroom type
Yeah.
deal.
Fun fact,
That
one of my good friends was a writer on that show.
awesome. It makes Blank Stare the Elliot of the group. So you have to come up with the recipes and pair them with the beer.
Oh, dear God. You do not
Right.
want Blank doing that.
I'm also gonna take my advancement in my meat department since I have a -1 there currently, and I think I like went to Blank while we were like after we'd acquired this bar and he was there, and I'm like, can you teach me how to use this gun, because I have it mostly for intimidating people, but I don't really know how to use it. And so I think that Blank is
Learn this.
teaching me the point the barrel downrange and
Well, so okay, I did have one question though, because so if you own the bar, wouldn't it make sense to then be? Well, so how does do you just get all the profits from it then?
I would say for the
I guess
time
you'd be
being, all the
sharing.
profits are being sunk back into the bar.
Yeah.
Or
that makes sense.
into his
that makes
cult.
sense.
So there's no actual
Okay.
money you're seeing out of it, because you're putting it into starting your revolution in the middle of the place where it would be least likely to be.
and let's be real, Blank is probably drinking most of the profit.
Yeah,
True.
probably.
Very true.
Admittedly, probably not so much, because you don't have to buy the expensive stuff for him.
Cleaning
Yeah,
supplies,
true.
that's work.
You could literally
But-
call up Tepco Dow and be like, hey, you got a barrel of, like, whatever refuse you need to put in a waste disposal dump somewhere? I have someone who will drink it.
Just tap it, and that's just my permanent line.
We're ordering cleaning supplies anyway, so just throw in an extra couple gallons.
Yeah, problem solved.
I've just got a tap at my bar stool. I just have my own personal tap.
Speaking
So-
of our resident drinker, what are you doing whilst Shane is putting down roots here?
This works really well because I was going to go and search for an anti-space zealot to help me get into space to go kill this guy.
Ah, you're seeking a handler.
I'm seeking a handler. And so I think I'm using the bar to do that after helping him get moved in and all that.
That's got to
So-
be a +1 on the forward there.
Oh,
I'll even roll.
do you have a name for the bar? Trip?
I was thinking that I don't have one yet, so if you have a good suggestion, just can't be too like overtly anti-space.
What the hell was the command? Was it roll? 2d6?
Yeah, /R
It's /R.
space.
Okay.
The Flat Earth Society.
Flat Earth Society.
Because I think they would find that ironic.
Yeah, there's something there.
Whereas, being the space guy, my brain instantly thinks it's a bar that people want to go to after they're working. So it's the deorbit burn. And you want stuff to come out of orbit. So it's a good hidden pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Feel free to
All right.
bounce ideas around. You'll have probably a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What cred do I have? Well, okay, I'll spend 2 on this. Knock me back down to 10.
Nice. You get... There isn't any negatives for rolling less than
No, just
10.
like on hit. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, my question was, does he get a +1 for that since he's in the anti-space bar?
Oh, yeah, I'll give him a freebie 1 for that. So it is
There
a
we
10
go.
anyways. So
Perfect.
Trip has been working his magic, attracting new business, whilst also subtly trying to subvert what's going on the island. The island being, if you look out the window of that bar, you see probably 6 rocket pads that are launching rockets every day. If they could get it to every hour, they probably would. Unfortunately, they can't quite get it that fast just yet. But there is more than enough people floating around that are less than enthused about what the companies are doing in space right now and would happily help subvert that one. In fact, you get a... What's the best word I can use it for? A cargo specialist for Alpha X.
Okay.
Who wanders in the bar, and you kind of hear mutterings, and you insert yourself into a few conversations. You're like nudging them along. You're like, hey, they're doing crazy shit, aren't they? This is terrible. They need to stop. We need to stop them from going to space. And they start to nod and agree with you, and you're like, hey, how can I help further this with you? And the Alpha X specialist, which I will let you guys name and describe by all means.
Alright.
Pretty much their job is they get to dictate what goes in the cargo holds of any lifting rockets going up at any given time. They're tasked to specific ones, so it's not like you can get one, in the next 10 minutes. They have one they get basically one a week, but So tell me about this cargo specialist. You don't have to come up with a name just yet, because I'll probably deal with them calling you up with an idea next time rather than this time. But just know that you have that.
I'm using one of these generators, see if I like.
While listening to that, I don't see a downtime move for taming a panther.
Personal business, maybe?
So
there's hit the clubs. Is there like a hit the cubs?
If you
I will let you do a research roll.
Okay.
To try and suss out some of the systems, and then maybe from there you can probably do building a contact, and probably hitting the streets to get the tech if you get a decent roll. Eight.
For research.
Back to research. So,
because I knew that there was a collar thing.
The intel I will push to you is, that you're going to need some form of interface to connect with that collar. You from that intel, have an idea where you might be able to get it. The problem ends up being the people who have one of those interfaces is Genetics. You might be able to find someone who could hobble one together with the right tools and information, but that's something you'd have to declare and hunt down elsewise, and probably spend some cash on. So I will let you. You're welcome to declare contact and start working on that, but otherwise, I will return back to Blank on that.
All right, he's overweight and kind of dirty. I mean, he's a tech, so he's covered. He's kind of a grease monkey. His name is Felix Antenor.
Spell it.
Antenor.
And that's an interesting name. Okay.
Yeah, his name.
So you kind of interface with him. He passes you his card and goes, "Hey, I might give you a call at some point. Maybe I can sneak you on board. I know which station you're trying to go to, because you kind of describe the time of the launch of your target and its launch pad that it was on, and he notes, oh yeah, that's over to the C² station they've got in orbit. Who knows what half the stuff they're doing on that. I know they're technically competitors of us, but we still lift stuff up to them from time to time. So, in fact, I think we put their station in orbit, if I remember correctly. But I can get you there. I'll let you know when I have a next lift ship going up there. It might be a couple of weeks though, so I'll get you. Who knows? I might have something for you while you're up there.
Making a note of it. Cool. Thank you very much, Felix. Pleasure chatting with you. Let me get you another drink. You want what I'm drinking?
He kind of looks at your turpentine bottle a little bit warily and goes, I think I'll have what the what's on tap today. Thanks for the offer, though.
Suit yourself.
I imagine that Blank Stare's bottle causes everybody else's eyes to water if they're within 5 to 10 feet of it.
Probably. That's why there's the tube on it, because it actually seals it from venting too much. Alright, to catch you up to speed, Max. Replica worked out his issues with his contact. Contact's still unhappy, but was placated by booze. Trip bought a bar on SpaceX Island to build his new base of operations for his cult.
Worshippers of the Car Panther?
Basically.
It's now a bar panther.
Yes. Well, once he has a room specifically for the Car Panther right now, because he still has to work out how to tame it. He's the rightful owner. He has someone looking after it when he's not there, and the neighbors aren't suspicious, which it's an anti-space bar in the middle of an island dedicated to launching rockets to space, so it gets rather interesting there.
Isn't he the I Hate Space guy?
Yes. That's why he put the bar right there in the middle of the space island. How better to subvert your enemy by being in the midst of them?
I mean, like, as the rockets launch, your bar is just shaking.
There is drink deals during launches.
There's no way that's not going to end badly.
And then Blank got a handler, and it's an Alpha X cargo specialist who is unhappy about his line of work in so much as he's an anti-space zealot working for a space company. So we'll likely be able to get him up to get get your team up to the station with the right amount of pressure in the right amount of places.
And
then
why do we want to leave Terra Firma?
I'm gonna go
'Cause-
kill somebody up there.
he needs to kill someone.
I see when you get back.
All right.
No, the thing is, he needs to kill someone, so he's trying to find us a job to give us a reason to get up there and cover the transportation.
If he's got a job that'll pay for, that'll let me make enough to buy, say, I don't know, New Zealand, then I might be willing to go.
Max, are you anti-space too? Before you answer, Trip starts sending you a 25 terabyte file.
Yeah, stop. I hit decline. I'm not anti-space. I am anti-dying in space. I'm anti-dying. I'm not a big flyer. Okay, I'm happy to take the bus. I don't mind VTOL crafts, but leaving the atmosphere, I got to draw a line and not be able to breathe.
Well, we've covered 3 people's downtime moves. Is there anything you want to do for downtime for the time being?
In the short run, well, one, need to replace my phone. That's very minor.
You get back to your shop and Janice has a phone for you already.
Yeah. I need to have a discussion with Janice about why I saw her earlier today trying to kill me. Or someone that looked a lot like her tried to kill me. No, looked exactly like her tried to kill me.
She shrugs and tells you that, hey, you know most of my background. You are the one who hired me, after all.
Apparently I'm missing, in that gap that I don't know, apparently there is, some important information.
She's like, I forget, what was the reason why she was indebted to,
You tell me.
Hold on, I gotta go through my, list here.
Litho breaking?
Janine, not Janice, excuse me.
Oh, Janine?
Yeah.
I have Janice.
I don't have Janine on my cards.
Hang on a sec, let me look up the cards.
Yeah, litho breaking. It's the act of landing a spaceship by crashing it.
What is it?
Litho breaking.
Kind of like
They
that
used
one.
when they landed those rovers on Mars when they bounced them.
Why do I not even have a picture of? How do I not have a picture of Jan? So in my notes on my character sheet, I have.
Yeah, I have Janine on both my basic notes and my.
My character notes say. Oh, let me read my character sheet. My character sheet says. Protective. When you put your responsibilities to Janice ahead of a mission, mark experience. Where do you have Janine?
My notes are Janine for both character information. Let's see here. Can I put in this?
What card are you looking at?
It's in my GM notes for you.
So you let us see that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Lackeys has Janine as well as my notes that you can't see.
Huh. Interesting. Lackeys? Yeah, I have like. Interesting.
Oh, that's right. Janine saved you in your first job with her, and in the process had to basically indebted herself to Genetics.
Right.
She tells you that, hey, to get us out of the jam we were in that first mission, I did some work for Genetics, but
Does that include giving them a blood and DNA sample?
I gave them a little bit more than a DNA sample.
Embryos?
Pretty much most of
Eggs?
Yeah. Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm changing my thing to Janine on my side since...
Yeah, all of my notes say Janine.
That's fine. I may have originally called her Janice, and we changed it to Janine during the conversation, so...
Yeah.
It's funny, you actually got a picture of Rachel in there, too. Under your notes.
Yep. No, that's...
Or maybe that's
That's
Janine.
Janine.
Okay. Yeah, and then deliveries is Rachel, so... okay, well, that conversation won't last very long, obviously, because, well, you know...
Yep.
She only knows so much. But, you know, let her know about Agent, 157 or what it was, 357, 250?
107. It was 107.
I don't think it was 107. I think it was 137.
Yeah,
It was 137. Okay. Other than that, crap, I'm not sure what I want to do. Do we have the list of downtime moves?
Yes. It is in the Dropbox.
Excellent. Let me pull it up. Dropbox. RPG. Here we go. Done.
I like the home improvement option for Trip's next upgrade to the bar. I could totally see you have control of a spy satellite from your HQ.
Put down roads, home improvements. Let's see.
Actually, plus medical, I could see you guys doing.
Is there a medical option?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice. Sparky over here.
Really, you don't heal between missions? Huh, interesting. Unless that's a change from before you actually did heal between missions. Because that is an older document, so...
Yeah, this is from 115, so I don't see medical.
No, medical is in the downtime moves for home improvement.
Oh, for home improvement?
Yeah, I was talking about improvements to his bar.
Medical, go to the knife, yep.
Yeah. But that is a, adaptation of Blades in the Dark, which may have no heal between missions.
Ah, gotcha.
But the Sprawl, as a general thing, does have full heal between missions.
Yeah.
Is Blades Apocalypse Engine?
Yeah.
Okay.
One day, maybe I'll convince you guys to run a Scum and Villainy game so I can actually play Blades in the form I actually want to play it, which is Firefly Blades.
Done. Sold.
Yeah, but
let me know.
Someone else have to run it because I need I'll eventually need a break from fucking you guys over so often. As much as I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong.
You know what? I think I will. I think at this point, I think I might actually. I think I might actually do hit the clubs.
All right.
So I will. Let me get to my character sheet here. Okay, go there. Let me go here. And I will... So this is just a straight roll with creds to spend, and you spend creds, right?
Correct.
Oh, where is... I thought I made a... Okay, so... Okay, so I just do the roll command for this?
Yeah,
right.
just /R 2d6 plus whatever cred you're spending.
2d6 plus... you know what, I'll go kind of light. I'm going to do 3.
Damn!
Ooh. Gee,
All right.
Christmas.
Choose 3.
I think on a perfect roll like that, you should get 4.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I can't roll any better. I'm going to go with, you hear the rumor of an opportunity.
All right.
You learn some useful information, or I'm going to find a cool gadget, because I still have one the last time that I haven't defined. I think this one's going to be something that will augment. I have an idea. I think it's going to augment, because I am terrible in a firefight. But I think what I might have found is something that will basically give me since I have this, it basically augments my eyes to help me aim better.
So as a note for gear is typically one-time use or throwaway stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. So. Maybe we'll work out. Maybe we'll come back to that piece. Maybe we can work
it's a gear
out.
block, regardless.
Right. No, I'm just thinking maybe I'll spend some money or something to try to. And then I'm not tricked, trapped, or cause trouble in the process. So I hear of an opportunity.
Tell me about this opportunity. You know that. Assume the opportunity revolves around either C² or Genetifics, because you still have to deal with stuff with Genetifics, but you're likely hearing something about C² on the horizon.
Where was Agent 137 from?
137 was one of Genetifics' crew.
Okay, if you're okay, I'm gonna say that basically she found me at the club. And while she's still not buddy with me. She wasn't trying to shoot me, and basically she passed me some information about one of Genetifics' upcoming projects that has to do with some sort of right on the verge of being completed, soldier serum, or maybe it's a cloning serum, and she's not and her motivation could be something of she's now going to become an outdated model, and since she's a clone, that just means bad things for her life expectancy.
All right, so yeah, you've heard reports of that. In fact,
I'll let you flesh out the rest of that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
In fact, you hear that it is a collaborative project between Genetifics and C². That C² has been developing on their orbital space station.
Oh, good. You're determined to get us in space.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're going to space. That's pretty much certain.
Oh, this is going to be great. There's so many ways for this to go wrong.
Yep.
Yay.
Well, at least I can put astronaut on my resume.
There you go.
But yeah,
probably
so
work on
third
teleport
of-
beam up and down as Plan B.
yeah, so
Yeah, there is a teleport beam. It's called being kicked out of the space station and following a trajectory down to the ground.
Hey, Sandra Bullock survived. Yeah, whatever.
Princess Leia survived.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been working on the Force. I think that's one of my new moves that I can get right.
Live survived on Supergirl. If anybody watches that,
God.
she just teleported herself back in by electric current. It was kind of cool.
So something you also learned from that opportunity rumor is that Genetics houses a data center up on that space station.
Nice.
But yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, we can fail to do 3 side missions in one.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't we just fail to do 3 side missions in one?
We still do 2.
Don't we need to like up it to 4 to really kind of like raise our standards?
Yeah, I think you did 2, and one of them was a combined side mission, anyways. So.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, so my idea is at 137. While she's like, I'm slowly growing on her as far as just being. Right now I'm just useful to her, but I'm slowly growing on her, and I the more I do stuff to help prolong her lifespan, the better of a contact or friendly sort she'll be to me.
Yeah. All right. You think even maybe if something gets done about this project, you might actually have a contact in her, but you're not sure.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. She's as likely to talk to me as she is to punch me in the nose right now.
Or shoot you. Whatever works.
Well, I'm useful to her, so she's not. Well, if she shoots me, it's going to be peripheral.
Yeah. All right. I think that is a good place to stop. Everyone's had a chance to do at least one downtime. If you guys want to do more, feel free to brainstorm it for next time. So are we doing 2 weeks again or next week?
1 second. Let me check on one thing.
Let's shoot for 2 weeks. Next week I'm supposed to start that new job, so I'm on my schedule there.
2 weeks should work.
2 weeks
then.
is perfectly fine. Yeah. I'll put out the memo to everyone. So, Blank, you have the floor. Send us out.
I don't even know what to say. I got me in the spotlight. I've been Blank Stare. You can find me on Twitter at Blanks821, or really just on here. This is where you find me the most every other week. We'll see with the new gig if I have any time to do more streaming. I don't think the wife would like it too much, but I would love to. So yeah, yeah, that's about all I've got.
Cool. Max, send us out.
I'm Max Impact, Vid Wizard, VIDD Wizard. I do want to give a shout out to my not that anybody's listening, but to my local game shop, Game Haven. They've been really good about hosting learn and play board games. So I definitely want to give them props on some of the new games I've learned to play. Anyway, other than that, you can find me on Twitter or everywhere else.
Awesome. Trip, send us out.
You can find Trip at Earth's Trip West on Twitter. He's going to be tweeting out the name of the bar later this week, as well as maybe some drink specials and some cool anti-space themed cocktails.
Nice. And last, Replica.
All right. So I don't really have an online presence. So as last time, I want to talk about something cool, and that is the Cthulhu Confidential role-playing sub book that came out a bit back. It is investigating. It's a 1-to-1 investigative game for getting anyone into role-playing, as long as they're in it for cosmic horror and the fun that comes with that. It's a pretty cool book, and the system's going to get expanded to Night's Black Agents at some point. So, there you got killing vampire fun.
It looked
Awesome.
awesome. I was curious about Cthulhu Confidential, and if they're doing Night's Black Agents, this can be.
Yeah, Night's Black Agents is an amazing game. I had a lot of fun playing that. I was never really into the Cthulhu games because I kind of like playing games that are more action and blow shit up and do crazy stuff. and every Cthulhu game I've played so far ended up being super depressing. So,
There is that, yeah.
awesome. Anyways, I am Steel Seraph pretty much everywhere. Twitter, here, YouTube, all of the replays of the games, plus any gaming streams I post will go up on my YouTube channel usually within the next couple of days. So follow, like, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. And I want to say thank you to the supportive creators group that came by and said hello and offered support since I'm this close to making affiliate. So thank you again for coming by, and from all us here, have a lovely evening.
See ya.